A pleasant day, class! Welcome to Horticulture module for grade 10. This focuses on quarter 3, week 5 discussion. So let's get started. For this week, we will going to discuss safety measures in pruning. In this lesson, the learners are expected to first, identify different pruning tools and their function, and reflect on the importance of applying safety measures in pruning. Before we proceed to our lesson, let us have this simple game. Arrange the jumbled letters to form a word or words corresponds to the pictures below. Number 1. And for the number 2, you are correct. Bypass pruners and hedge shears. How about this next set of jumbled letters? Exactly. Pruning saw and grass shears. How about this one? Precisely. Tree pruners. What have you noticed in our activity? Yes, you're correct. Those are the basic tools used in pruning. Later in our discussion, we will explain further their uses and function. Let us first define pruning. Pruning in horticulture is the removal or reduction of parts of a plant, tree, or vine that are not requisite to growth or production, are no longer visually pleasing, or injurious to the health or development of the plant. Farming or gardening covers a lot of pre-planting and even post-harvest activities. In the progress of your plant's growth, proper maintenance and continued care must be done. One of the common practices done in maintaining plant growth and productivity is pruning. It is a common practice in orchard and vineyard management for the improvement of flowering and fruiting. In home gardening, example, rose culture, it enhances plant shape and flowering potential. New growth emerges from the buds immediately below the pruning cut. Here are the reasons why farmers practice pruning. First, to produce more or better blooms and fruits. Second, to develop or maintain desired size or appearance. Most of us have small gardens and vigorous modern plants, prune to save room for an interesting variety of plants and to keep plants from becoming leggy or scrubby. Third, to re-establish a balance between roots and branch system after transplanting. Fourth, to train a young plant. Pruning now to encourage balance, open growth, saves effort later. Fifth, to rejuvenate older, neglected shrubs. Removal of old, overcrowded stems or limbs encourages the growth of vigorous young ones. Sixth, to maintain health. Regular removal of dead or diseased wood keeps plants healthy. Maintenance pruning includes removal of dense growth to let light and air reach the inner and lower stems. 7. To repair injury. Manage wood, whatever the cause, is not unsightly. It is an open invitation to disease-causing organism. Now let's proceed to the pre-pruning activities. Number 1. Pruning typically involves the use of shears and saws, loppers, and manual and electric hedge trimmers. Accordingly, pruning tools have sharp edges and pinch points, and in some cases, an additional electrical hazard. Number 2. Thoroughly review and understand information from the pruning tool brochure or booklet provided by the manufacturer, with particular attention given to descriptions of safety procedures. Number 3. Before using, always inspect pruning tools to determine if they are functioning properly, including assuring all movable joints are lubricated and blades are sharpened adequately. For electric equipment, inspect the electrical cord and plug for defects. Next is pruning safety precautions. First, wear appropriate personal protective equipment including safety glasses with side shields, hard hat gloves, long sleeves, shirt, long pants, boots, and sunscreen. Number 2, never prune trees or branches within 10 feet of power lines. Contact your local utility company to secure appropriate qualified tree trimming services. Number 3, maintain a safe working distance from other people when using pruning tools or equipment. 4, carefully inspect the work area to locate any signs of bees, wasps, or other potential animal hazard. 5th, do not attempt to cut branches bigger than the pruning tool was designed to cut. Before making a cut, always know the location of your hands and fingers. 7. Do not purposefully drop pruning tools from the ladders. 8. Always carry pruning tools with the sharp end pointed down. 9. Prior to dropping a branch, an audible warning such as timber should be given. Next, take frequent breaks when performing repetitive tasks. Do not overtire yourself. 11. Be aware of the weather conditions and drink adequate fluids to prevent heat illness. 12. Never use electric pruning tools or equipment when it is raining or in wet conditions. Last, pruning safety precautions. If a ladder is used for pruning, then basic rules for ladder safety should be followed, such as always set the ladder on a solid, level surface. Stepladders should be fully opened with spreaders locked. Never step above the top 2 rungs of a stepladder. Never stand on the rung or step and face away from the ladder. And always mount ladders from the center and climb or descend the ladder using both hands. Pruning is an essential part of gardening. In connection with the safety measures, pruning can also be done best with the right pruning tools. Proper knowledge of pruning tools lead to proper choice, which adds to the safety of workers during pruning activities. We have basic tools for pruning. Number 1, anvil pruners. These pruners are ideal for cutting through dead branches and twigs that are less than 5/8 of an inch. They have one straight blade that uses a splitting action for it to be able to cut down the branch or the stem. Ratchet pruners are very similar to anvil pruners but have a mechanism that cuts in stages instead of in one smooth movement. Because of this, they are ideal for anyone who has wrist problems, as they greatly reduce the strain that is on the user's wrist. They are also great for use on smaller dead plants and can generally handle anything that an anvil pruner can without any problems. Third is bypass pruners. Are much stronger than ratchet and anvil pruners and have 2 curved blades that come together to make a very clean cut. They are ideal on growing plants and green stems, as the 2 blades will carefully cut through the plant without leaving a rag or damaged end of the stem. Head shears resembles giant scissors, have long straight blades, and are perfect for cutting the branches of shrubs that are under 2.25 inches. They come in manual or electric and are greatly for cutting large areas of shrubs or bushes with just one pass. Floral scissors and snips are incredibly sharp and are specifically designed to cut fresh flowers and herbs from your garden without damaging the stems. Loppers are simply pruners that come with a much longer handle and have thicker and therefore more powerful blades. Some people refer to them as long-handled pruners. Because they have a long handle, you can easily reach branches up above your head without getting out a ladder. They are available in anvil or bypass types. The anvil lopper is great for cutting through dead wood and can usually handle thicker branches without a problem, while the bypass lopper is best for cutting through plants that are still alive. Tree pruner. Tree pruner is very similar to pole pruners. Tree pruner are long, are lightweight, and make it incredibly easy to trim the dead branches out of the trees on your property without having to get out a ladder. The difference is that while pole pruners are generally electric, tree pruners have a smaller saw blade that is on the end of the pole. This blade is serrated to make it easy as possible to catch the limb that you are trying to trim and to cut through it quickly. Pole pruner are just the same as hand pruners but are longer and can easily reach over 8 feet without any problems. They are used for making smaller cuts and are perfect for cutting dead branches out of trees as long as the branch is less than 1.25 inches in diameter. They are also known as extension pruners or aerial pruners. Pruning saw are greatly for cutting through branches that are larger than 1.5 inches in diameter. Their blades are medium in length and can be either straight or curved. Some pruning saws even come with a curved handle that makes it easier for the user to cut through strong, thick branches. Grass shears, a hand tool that has scissors with very long blades on it. They are used in areas where it is difficult to mow or to use a weed eater and are designed to trim the grass that is around the driveway or walkway on your property. They are useful in trimming the grasses around the shrubs or the trees at your home if you are unable to get close enough to them with a mower. Topiary shears are very heavy duty and work great for delicate work on topiaries. They are single go and have a spring-loaded action that will automatically open the blade after each time you cut, making them easy to use. Other uses of these pruning tools include cutting down onions when it is time to harvest them and shearing sheep. Tips for maintaining pruning tools. Pruning tool blades that are coated with sap or debris, rusted or dull, will decrease their performance. It will be harder to make cuts and will not cut cleanly. That to which will present opportunities for disease and pests. Clean tools after each use with a moistened cloth or towelette with water and mild cleaner like Lysol or Pine Sol to remove loose debris. For harder cake on debris, go for a stiff wire brush, then wipe them down with a moist cloth. For the sharpening tools, sharp tools will make better cuts and require less effort to power through cuts. Use a file to make 4 to 5 passes on the cutting side of the blade and once on the flat edge to remove metal burrs. Protect the metal. Apply a generous coat of machine or natural oil on the exposed metal. If it will form a protective coating that prevents moisture and water from collecting on the metal. Disinfecting blades. To prevent the spread of diseases from one plant to another, exposed tools should be disinfected. Avoid using harsh chemicals such as bleach on metal, as studies show they can break down or degrade the metal over time. Rust removal. If your pruner or lupper spends a season out in the elements or was not properly cleaned after use, it will likely rust. Depending on how bad it is, use a fine grit sandpaper to remove light rusts. If the rust is severe, replace the blade. Do not use steel wool. It can introduce metal burrs into the blade that are prone to rust. Inspection. Before putting up your tools at the end of the planting season or before planting season begins, inspect your tools for sign of wear that will affect performance. Check for stress, cracks in wooden handles, loose pivot bolts, and spring rusts. Warranty. Most tools come with some form of warranty from the manufacturer that will help repair or replace your tool if there is a material defect. You are now ready to take the performance task. Reflect on your learnings about safety measures that must be applied before, during, and after pruning activities. Answer the following guide questions in 2 to 3 sentences only. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. Why is it important that we practice safety measures in pruning activities? Number 2. Give ways on how you can apply what you have learned in this lesson in your real-life situation. You are now ready to take the quiz. Identify the following pruning tools and give the function of each. Write your answer in your notebook or separate answer sheet. For the answers, number 1, grass shears. Number 2, head shears. Number 3, bypass pruners. Number 4, anvil pruners. 5, pruning saw. I hope you got it all correct.
Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. I hope you learned something from this video. For more videos and updates, don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. God bless everyone.